Good morning, this is Bachmann 32-859 Alpha Sierra Fox, BR Standard Class 9 Fox, 92212, BR Black Lake Crest, sound fitted. As you all know, I reviewed the locomotive on different parts of the track before I had coal, crew and all the other appendages. Nice locomotive, well pleased with it. However, a lot of the fittings are not brass, painted brass as they should be. I may do that myself. But it is a nice locomotive. Runs very, very well that we've done so far. The only thing I will say is the cab detail is not that great and there is no glowing firebox. Now what I'll do now is I'll try and show you inside the cab. Now I'm able to show you by taking the tender off the track. You can see there's a little bit of detail at the top. But other than that, the footplate I would say is not that brilliant. However, you can see what it is. What's more important to me is that it runs correctly. What I will tell you is the coal is easily removable. And what I'll do is I'll show you it running around with coaches, etc. when how can I put it, when I've worked my magic on it. Some of you may disagree, however it's all subjective. Anyway, we're going to show it running over some insulfrog points, do the insulfrog points test, and you can judge for yourselves. Thank you very much for watching. Now for you here is an overview. I've got 92211 as well. And you can see where I've put coal in the tender and I've actually painted these copper coloured copper pipes. When I'm happy that this locomotive has no faults, I will do the same. However, you can see the coal supplied I don't think is that great, whereas you see the coal here is a lot more effective. And for your information, I bought that coal from Gauge Master. And what I'll do is I'll try and zoom in over the top of 92211 so you can get a better view of what I've actually done to that locomotive. That's better, and you can see where I've added the coal and where I've actually painted the copper pipes on top of the boiler. And what I'll do now is I'll go across to the other locomotive as it came so you can see the difference. And here you can see the coal it's come with, which I will remove once the loco has passed all the tests, and I will paint the pipes because I do think they look a lot more effective. Anyway, let's get on with testing 92212. Right, we're going to bring it over these insulfrog points. Gauge Master Prodigy 2, speed setting 1 to 8, and what speed you're running it on?
13.
13, so this is 13. And you can see it's fine. Right, put it on 5. And that's speed setting 5. These are Peco insulfrog points. And you can see it's a walk in the park. Put it up to 10 please. You want to be here all day, you get my point. So people that say that you need insulfrog points to run digital locomotives, well, I keep demonstrating this time and time again. And bring it out please. And you can see it's fairly easy, there's nothing too challenging here. The most important thing for me is that a model train works, or model locomotive works, rather than all gizmos and gadgets on it. And you can see that it's... I didn't expect it to be a problem with this locomotive, to be honest. Okay, this here is a set track, radius 2 into radius 2 then into radius 3. So it's quite tight, not mega, but remember this is a 210 I think it is. Absolute breeze. Can we bring it back please? While I didn't show it on video, a 35 prefix class 37 struggles on that bend. 32 prefix class 37 does exactly what this does. Absolute breeze. It's a fantastic locomotive. I haven't even bothered to check the back-to-backs on this. I've just taken it out the box and I'm running it. Okay, well, this is through a streamline point into a radius 2, then into a radius 3 of an ST245 set track curve point. So you can see that's the radius 2, that's the radius 3, the ST245. And back please. And you can see that's a breeze. Just going to bring it back for you. As I said, I'm going to run it round with coaches etc, or maybe a heavy coal load once I've put the coal in. But I always do these tests with a loco when I get it, because if it doesn't do it or there's something wrong with it, then I can send it back. Obviously I don't want to put coal and people in it and then I find there's something badly wrong with it, and it makes sending it back complicated. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put it through radius 2 into radius 2 curve point. And I would not be surprised if this doesn't do this. This is tight. This is so tight. I did this with Scarm, worst thing I ever did. However, it affects the rest of the layout if I pull it up. If this derails here, I'm not going to have a problem. Give it some more power. It has stopped. Okay, so I'll take it back. Give it a bit more power. No, it won't do it. And again, a bit more power, speed it up. It will just go through, and do you want to turn it off, slow it down, bring it back please. Bring it back please. So basically, it will only go through this radius 2 into radius 2 curve point. I do not have a problem with this loco struggling with this track. I'm the first to admit that it's rubbish. Hence why we didn't add it, but look, it's 210 it's a big locomotive, a lot of wheels. A little bit faster. Okay, so basically, can you put it through a lot faster now please? Change direction, put it through at 40. What I'll suggest is a realistic running speed. Put it through at 40, all the way up to 40. If you put the brake on, you've got to take it off, otherwise it won't move. So that's probably a realistic running speed. And it will just go through. Can you change direction? Keep it on 40. Please. So basically it will do radius 2 into radius 2. To make this work properly, you really need a radius 3 here or a radius 4. Bit more speed. And it did derail, so do you want to stop the loco, please? So basically it will not do radius 2 into radius 2 curve point, but I'm not going to send it back. I haven't got a problem with that because it is a large locomotive with big wheels, hence why that is now just an inner track, and this is actually our inner track and that's our outer track. Now if the other ones do not do it either, but you have to accept, if you've got a big locomotive, it really does need, it will do the radius 2 curve point, but it needs to be going into that on a radius 3 or a radius 4. Radius 2 into radius 2, forget it, it isn't going to happen. Thank you. Okay, well what we've got here is a streamline point, and that's fine. That's radius 3, but that's radius 2 into radius 2. For this locomotive to do it easy, that needs to be radius 2 into radius 3. It's not. Anyway, Susan's going to try and bring it out, but you won't be able to do it slowly. It will just stop because it's so tight. So you'll see what it does here. That's going to be easy. That's going to be easy. It's radius 3, and here really it is just too tight for it. So there you go. So stop it, turn the speed off, and you could see basically what the problem is. And it's not the loco, it's my track. That's the trouble with using SCARM, it only tells you what will fit into a space. But to pull all this up would be a nightmare. But that's radius 2 into radius 2, it changes to 3, streamline point, it's easy. What that really needs to be, if you're going to do a siding, is radius 2, well it's really not a radius 2, a streamline point like you've got here, short streamline. But if you've got a radius 2, if this had gone into a radius 3, that would be fine. But it is just far too tight. But it's not the locomotive, it's my track. And I fully accept that. Thank you for watching. To finish off, I'm really happy with this locomotive. It only has 23 f-stops, which isn't too many to worry about. As I've said, there's no glow in the firebox, but it is a cool locomotive, and what I've seen so far I am happy with it. However, be aware with this locomotive, if you're using ST245 onto a radius 2, it really does need to be a radius 3 going into the back of the point. If you have got a set track radius 2 point, it really needs to follow on to a radius 3, otherwise this loco will not do it. It is what it is. It's a 210-0, it's realistic. I've got 2 others and they're exactly the same as this running. I know there's nothing wrong with the loco, it is my track. And that is the danger of using SCARM or other such computer programs. They will only tell you what will fit into a space. They will not tell you what a realistic loco will run on. Now I don't know if they did this back in the 70s, but locos from the 70s, they weren't realistic. They go around radius ones, which is total no realism at all. But I recommend this loco, even though it hasn't got all the features of the other models. And if it's anything like 92211, the pulling power will be superb, and I will show you this in another video once we have run the loco in. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you have found this video helpful. Thank you.